We're at MER Equipment this sunny afternoon talking about puraDYN oil filtration systems. Bob, tell me about the benefits of using oil filtration system.
Well, the benefits are quite actually numerous. The puraDYN system extends your lube oil life. Lube oil doesn't really wear out, it just loses the effectiveness of the additives that are in the oil. It over time develops moisture from condensation, and it develops contaminants, that are breaking down in the engine. So what the filter does is it filters down to 1 micron, and it has the element itself has a puck inside that absorbs any moisture, any condensation that's in the oil. So the oil stays clean for the life of the oil, rather than getting dirty over time. The filter continuously bypasses about 8% of the oil through the filter and continually keeps it clean. So you're always running on clean oil. So you can extend your engine oil change intervals up to 1,000, 3,000. Some of the larger engines have gone 20,000 hours between oil changes. And they continually do, instead of changing their oil, they change the puraDYN filter, and they take an oil sample, and they send the sample into the lab, and they get a result back saying, oh, your oil's just like new, no reason to change it.
How often do you change the filter?
Change the filter when you would have normally changed the oil. So if the engine is on a 500-hour oil change interval, you change the filter at 500 hours. If it's 1,000 hours, you change it at 1,000. The size of the filter is based on this amount of oil that's in the engine. So there's a half a dozen different sizes of the filter elements for different size engines.
Is it an expensive system?
No, it's most of them will pay for themselves in the first year, and it's easy installation. Takes a couple hours. You tap into the pressure side of the oil gallery. There's a little valve here that you can turn it on and off. So you don't even have to, literally you can leave the engine running while you change the oil. You're not really changing the oil, you're changing the filter. But you turn this off, you leave it off during the break-in period. This one's off right now because this is a new engine. It's just getting, after the 100-hour break-in period, we'll turn that valve on. And what you've shown here is, this is what you would effectively do to change your oil. This canister will be oil contaminated, obviously. You set it up like that, let it drain for a few minutes. The new filter comes in a bag. Take it, drop this one in the bag, drop the new filter in the canister, and spin the lid back on. It's a 3/8 socket drive. And you effectively change the oil in the engine. So, at the same time, with a little petcock valve, you take an oil sample, put it in the bottle, and mail it into the lab. And the lab will send back a report within a few days, usually via email, and tell you what the condition of the oil is. It'll tell you the base number, it will tell you if there's any contaminants in the oil. If your engine is having problems, like let's say your oil sample comes back with a high copper content, usually tells you that you've got an oil cooler or something like that that's going bad. It'll tell you all the things in advance of what may be happening inside the engine. But the filter is going to take care of any contaminants like wear particles, carbon deposits. A lot of engines develop carbon deposits, which are terribly destructive inside the engine, between the engine bearings, for instance. Being filtered down to 1 micron, the bearing clearance of most engines is 3 to 5 microns. So if the particulates, the carbon buildup, as they become larger than 3 to 5 microns, they start wearing on bearings. So with this system, your engine bearings are going to last longer. The engine stays cleaner. You pull the cylinder head or the valve cover off an engine that's been running that system, they look sparkling new.
How does it affect the engine warranty?
Doesn't affect it in any way. The engine warranty is as it is. The puraDYN filter has never been proven to have any detrimental effects to the engines. Caterpillar challenged it at one point. They were proven to be mistaken. They had a failure, but it had nothing to do with the puraDYN. So your warranties, and they'll guarantee you that. That's part of the guarantee on the product, is they'll guarantee you it will not affect your engine warranty. Part of the paperwork that comes with it. Installation's really easy. You plug the pressure line in, goes in to the bottom of the filter. The oil comes up through through the filter assembly, and then falls over the outside, and gravity feeds back to the sump. Two engine oil, 2 hoses, 2 extra fittings, and a bracket to hold the filter. And you can mount it anywhere. It doesn't have to be on the engine. You can put it on a bulkhead, wherever it's easy to access.
So save the oil. Don't change the oil, save the oil.
Don't
Replenish
change
it.
it out. Yeah.
And the,
Yeah, you don't have to carry dirty oil up the gangway.
Mhm.
You don't have to carry new oil down the boat, down to the boat. It's a huge cost, oil savings as well as labor, because you're not sucking oil out of the engine. You're not suffering the risks of water contamination off the boat if you spill the oil. It's there's really no downsides to it.
Great. You can pay for it within a year. It'll pay for itself.
It'll pay for itself and continue to pay
Savings.
for itself for many years going forward.
Great. Any reasons not to buy it? No.
None that I can think of.